back to Not Niche. This is Raquel, and I'm super excited to introduce you to Tashana Coe. She's truly amazing. In this episode, we cut up. Like, it might be a problem. We did have some technical issues, but it was quite funny. But she is a motivational speaker, a author. She is all things multifaceted and helping people find their purpose throughout life. So I'm not going to continue to spoil the episode, so let's check it out. So, and now you are more in an entrepreneurial spirit. Like, one, you're an author. Tell us about that journey.
Been a writer for a long time. Poetry, spoken word is just my bag. Finding your voice. I wrote when it was just me and my journals, just writing
Yeah.
and getting that out. And so for doing it for so many years, in 2017, I really had this really like creative month. It was kind of funny. February, I painted, I wrote a whole lot of poems. Most of the poems in my book are what I wrote in February 2017.
Oh, wow.
And I knew that was something I need to put it out. Okay, I put it out, a little nervous. And one poem is a poem, a throwback I pulled back from like my college days. But everything else I wrote. And it's my baby out there in the world to read. I feel like I know it's good.
You're like, I
Not
think
just
it's great.
yeah, but I'm very particular about writing and what I put out, and what it means to me to share like my just the journey of being a Black girl from the South, raised in a conservative environment household, finding who you are as a woman, your voice. You can see that. I talk about relationships, these men, dating. I got
Yeah.
job, dating. I got one called Job Just Over Broke. I know how that is. It's just over. You just over broke. Like,
Girl, over broke.
yeah.
Said
And you
nothing
want
but a word.
nothing but you want to get into your career. Like, can I get out of just barely, connecting? And so I'm a business owner. I do have a 9 to 5, and I've saved for my own. It's a 5 to 9. So it all comes together. It's okay to have multiple streams. I get tired of people wanting to shame entrepreneurs who have jobs because I like to eat good. I and I like to eat good. I like to eat good. I like to travel well. I like to dress
Yes,
well. I like insurance and benefits. And
exactly.
don't say that I'm not a business owner because I'm in galleries. I'm doing shows. And so it all comes together. Multiple streams are not just how you invest; it's how you spend your time and what you do. I am my brand. So yeah, that's it. But the book is called "There's Life in This Water," and it's on
Okay.
Amazon. Amazon. It's also on Prime. It's available, and I just love it because I don't market crazy. It's just people meet me, and if I do a show. Oh my God, you have a book, and I keep some books on me, as
I mean,
well.
that's important.
Yeah, but it's like it's my baby out in the world, and when you hit like I self published with my own publishing, Dear Hearts Publishing, my own publishing imprint, and when you hit that publish button, it's just like, whew, she out there,
I know
you know.
she's out there now. I can't take
I
it
can't
back.
take it back, and it's a powerful thing. I think that's something like I come from a family of dreamers, and I think it's okay. Dream big, dream big, and then let God take it even bigger, and take your dreams and your goals all the way. I'm really big on that, but it's also important to learn how to execute, to to,
Yes.
to create and know when to release it. Release it out into the wild. Release it to the who it's supposed to go to. You're not here to create, and even like we'll talk about my purpose in a minute. What purpose means, but you're not here just to create and or be so wonderful just for yourself.
Right.
you know so if you're not helping somebody else and releasing it, then it's just not, yeah, it's not going where it's supposed to go.
Exactly. And I personally feel like, we as creatives, like artistry, singing, sometimes we have those projects where we want it to be so perfect. We're so scared that we end up crippling ourselves and not wanting to put it out to the world, because it's just like we end up being a little bit of a perfectionist. And sometimes like our imperfections are our greatest like endeavor. And as we work on creative projects, we want to put it out the right way, not the rush way. And that's one thing that I always talk about with energy. It's just that I know I have this platform, Life Be Life, and I do my best to like get interviews. I don't touch it if I'm not in the good, energetic, abundant timeline, because I personally feel if you go into something quite negative or quite of like lackluster, or, feeling like, I'm in the lack mindset, it kind of hinders your project and it won't get out because you start attracting a different type of audience. And I'm like, I don't want to attract a lackluster, low vibrational audience, because that's not what this project is about. So when we have those things where we want to put out in the world, like you publishing your book, you could have easily just held on to that and be like, I don't know if it's ready. Like, is it good? What's it called? Creative paralysis, as I call it. Creative paralysis starts to
Yes,
seep in.
yes, and I feel you on that, Raquel, because what it is, you'll never feel like it's perfect.
Hmm.
It'll never be perfect, but it will be great at its time. You know,
Right.
I think it's kind of like giving birth. I don't know that personally.
Me either.
And, I no, no, one day, future, we want the ring, we want the whole,
Hmm.
everything. God got us, got us, tangent. But as far as
Exactly.
there's a time where it's time to have that baby. You
Hmm.
know, she shouldn't hold it any longer, and that's when it comes to your gifting and your creativity. And that project, I had to let her go. I I say do it scared, shaking teeth, shaking knees, chattering teeth, nervous, not in your stomach. You got to release it.
Hmm.
It's time. You know that you've made something for someone else, for someone you don't even know. Maybe it's going to be blessed with what you're doing.
Exactly.
But I've heard somebody call it like paralysis by analysis. Creatives have that. A lot of people have that. And what it really is yeah, we're gonna want to continue to. You're gonna always find something else to keep doing.
Hmm.
But once I did so many edits and proofread, and I had my team, my squad, please read it. What do you think? After so much time, it's like, okay, it's going out. Like it's just got to go out. It's got to go out.
Exactly.
Like so it's like you like it's got to be birthed and put out here in
Hmm.
this world. This baby is not just for me to hold on to, and it's my original artwork on the cover throughout the book
Oh,
as
that's so
well.
lovely.
Yeah, so being a visual artist and a written spoken word artist.
So here's a question. Do you actually go to like bookstores, or do you have like, do you create events around your book? Because I know you do events anyway,
Mhm.
but like, do you have like a team to push this out, or you just let it ride, be out in the ethers, whoever sees it? Because I know on your page you market it, but I don't know if like you're at like in Barnes and Nobles or Smize, small like different book clubs, because I know somehow you can submit certain books to certain book clubs like around like your city,
Mhm.
and you can get like a little meet and greet and discuss like in a book club.
Great question. That's probably my future, Raquel. You
Okay,
speaking it, into existence.
put it in the ethers.
You put in the ether. I appreciate God is listening. God is,
Mhm.
yeah. That it could be. I'm okay with it. I'm not opposed to it. I'm also just not scared of small
Right.
beginnings. I'm Amazon being on there. When people meet me and see my energy and what I'm about, they want to. I've gotten a lot of sales just one on one, just being myself, talking to somebody about just like
Yeah.
how we talk, divine, connections and appointments. So I
Hmm.
really kind of love that grassroots part of it, but the marketing, I just never wanted the opportunity cost of trying to hunt down more bigger organizations. I have a focus right now with other things,
Hmm.
and so I just want to keep that pure and beautiful. Like sometimes as an artist, nothing's wrong with money. It's not money that's evil or aggravating, but the love of money, right?
Right.
And we can have like it can be stressful, like oh my god, and so
Yeah.
I just like it where I've been able to do it very organically and no stress. I was gonna have a book signing at a certain bookstore. That kind of fell through years ago,
Hmm.
and Also, we have to realize this is 2024. I was in a whole global pandemic when I put my book out.
Oh,
Like,
oh, okay, yeah, that's a whole different
yeah.
spectrum of like marketing. You're like, ooh, like
Yeah.
we can't actually be around each other right now.
No, the world was shut down when I released There Is Life in This Water.
Hmm.
And so I think that's it. Like, I'm excited. I want to celebrate the anniversary, and it's May, but I just want to, it's the fourth year now. And
Hmm.
no, when I was the third year, I'm on my third year, fourth year, it'll be coming up, and just give it love. I want to give her love. I have like a party. I have a release. I'm working actually on the audiobook.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
I'm working on that. I have some friends that said we want to hear the book. I was like, okay. They told me they said I'm not gonna say what. Don't read. I was like, no, people, we all be reading. They say, well, we'll listen to a book while we
I
riding.
mean,
So
yeah, because you also we are people on the go. Like I shoot in my car, someone was just like, "Well, you're always in your car." I'm like, "I'm always on the go." So like, I don't have always time to like sit down and read. I do listen to like certain books while I'm driving, so that's like a whole nother audience. I mean, like I love to have a book in my hand. I love that feeling, but I also like to listen because I'm just like, "Ooh, I can get to the I can get to on the road and also, be inspired to actually keep going with my adventures. So that's like one thing that uh I do attest that they're correct. We
yeah.
love a good audiobook.
and and I'm having fun. I'm putting it together. I have some friends who are musicians
Oh,
and some singers,
good.
and I want to have I have a really, I got my mind and my vision on how I want it. So it'll really be a good vibe. It's gonna be the audiobook, but I think it'll have some cool nuances to it, and make it an easy listen. I do like my
Hmm.
speaking voice. If you heard me speak or go to at a show, kind of
Hmm.
bringing that to the audiobook.
Oh, that's
So
good.
yeah,
I think
I
that
call. Oh, thank you. I call it my album because I just, I
I,
put some.
I mean at this point, I mean it is technically like a album book
Hmm.
because it's like a poetry reading but like in your car.
Yeah,
So you might as well make it entertaining.
yeah, and you need that. We need that. We need things that just, elevate us, our experience, life. For me, music inspires me. Music inspires my art and my writing, and so yeah, I feel like creativity is such a blessed part of life, and it just, yeah. So yeah, that's cool. I'll make it a whole. Bring that poetry show. Bring that spoken word feeling to
Yeah, I
wherever
love
you
that.
are.
Yes, wherever you are, I'm here, and now you have it in your car or wherever where you need to be out there. But I do want to ask because I was looking at your Instagram. I'm like, now you're helping others, not just by your book and your soon-to-be audiobook. You help people find their own purpose. Can you talk a little bit more about like how do you guide or like if you have any courses or anything like that?
Yes, yes. I've been working on a relaunch and some rebranding. So I'll have like some links, some more information soon on my site. On Instagram, I have my website on there, so you can kind of click there and go on the website and see some information. But I'll have
Mm-hmm.
opening up some new on the calendar for the cohort. So the cohort is called Appointed Path to Purpose,
Mm-hmm.
and that's where we just get to know each other, icebreakers, breaking down through exercises about what is purpose. And I wanted to start there with that question: what is purpose?
Hmm.
And purpose is how you use your divine gifts, your gifting, to serve your community. It's how you use your gifting to serve the community, and your community.
Hmm.
And I think we think purpose is such a big word. Sometimes we make it so scary, and it's like, oh my God. And sometimes, yeah, your purpose is gonna really, you'll see it even better, like further along in your life, more things kind of add up. But a big part of the course is learning how you do life.
Hmm.
And with before somebody told you who you were, like who are you for real? Like, who are you
Right.
before you thought you had to be somebody, or play a certain role? And we spend so much time in school. I think it's always when I'm networking, someone's like, "What do you do?" And tell me about this. And I love the brand. It is called Live Better Now.
Hmm.
It was just Live Better, but I put the now on it because no, you live better now,
Yeah, like right now,
right now,
in
right
this
now,
purpose,
with,
in
with
this
purpose.
present time.
Yes,
Yeah.
make right now
Mm-hmm.
better. You know, we have tools. Sometimes we don't always know how to use those tools. That's what I'm here for, as a transformational coach, how to use those tools, how to organize it. You kind of got an idea, but you can be stuck. You can have barriers from how you think, or are
Mm-hmm.
your thoughts positive. I have exercises to show, like, am I talking to myself the right way? What's my self-talk like?
Mm-hmm.
And your circle, who's around you. But if you ever felt stuck and stalled, you're like, I want to really get here, and then you're trying, and you're just like, you need that big sister, best friend,
Yeah.
push, accountability partner that sometimes we just can't find in our circles. I hate you
Right.
know I hate to say it, but sometimes you're in a growth season, and no one else around you who's been around you is like you, or is trying
Mm-hmm.
to do the things that you're trying to do. And so we really want to focus. Have It's not even just me; it's a community. It's so powerful. You have you and a few others. It could be two or three, and we know a threefold cord, right? But it could be
Right.
a small group, and you all on that same mindset and working that out. It's just great to have that support. So yeah, it's breaking that down. We study about other people in history class in school. We learn about everybody
Right.
else, but you don't learn about yourself, right?
Exactly.
You don't. So that's what it's really, to taking that time. And we have exercises. I have a whole assessment process, exercises. We have
Oh,
fun.
she's thorough, y'all. She is thorough.
Thorough,
She
and we
said
have
we gonna get it.
we're gonna get, and we're gonna have fun doing it. And I
Yeah.
want, and I'm very, I'm very, yeah, thorough. It's organized. It's practical.
Mm-hmm.
How you can live better now. You can apply it to your life. And I feel like when the student is ready, like the quote says, the teacher will appear. And
Mm-hmm.
so if you're ready, I'm that teacher. You know, if you're ready, some people just, oh, you're him and hawing. But when you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, I've been there in my life. That's
Yep.
when you're gonna make a change. So
Yep.
I,
That I completely agree with that. Even in my situation, it's not the greatest outcome, but we make it every day. And I think a lot of people think you have to have every step planned, but sometimes you just have to go and figure it out on the way because you can end up holding yourself back. I'm not saying like don't do any research. People don't be reckless out here. But I'm just saying, like, you can hold, like we were talking about before, like creative paralysis. Like, you can honestly hold yourself back because one, you're not being your own best friend in your head, self talk. And then two, it's just like, for me, like I may not have a lot of resources, but I'm gonna find somebody with the resources that hopefully, give me grace and help me out and then move along. But you really do need like a team. Like a lot of people think that you have to do it on your own. And I think that psychs a lot of people out of like
yeah,
who they are, what they want to do, and how they're gonna get there because it's just like, well, if they did it like, blood, sweat, and tears, I'm like sometimes the catalyst to open that door to create that building had to go through that so they can be better for somebody who is going through the exact same thing and be like, hey, let me help you out, like let me bring you a door, let me bring you a side door. But a lot of people are, once they get there, they forget about like opening the side door to help somebody else. We You can get caught up, and sometimes it's just like, all right, well, I'm just gonna let God and my divine team handle that side door because eventually it's gonna have to open up because I'm too good.
I,
Somebody gonna have to see this.
I,
So it's just like having that mindset and then realizing that, yes, the world may not accept you in the time that you want it, but if you keep going and making a step, regardless if it's big or small, it's still a step, you know?
a powerful step.
Hmm.
One step before another is a powerful step. They got I'm a quote girl, as you can see in a, sayings, and good folks saying, and it's like a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step,
Right.
right? And it's that one step, and sometimes you can be scared to make it and take it,
Hmm.
and you're like, I don't have all the answers. You ain't never gonna have all the answers.
Never.
It's never It'll never be the perfect time. It's never going to be everything, but within yourself, and when you've outgrown the place that you're currently at.
Yeah.
You when you've outgrown it, it's tension. It's going to be stress. When you make a move and you make a
Hmm.
change, it's going to be a little fear in there, but
Hmm.
it's more stress and more pain trying to stay stuck, stay still. When when it's time to bloom, it's just time to bloom. You know, you're trying to fight it. And I say, like, my purpose is helping you find yours, helping you uncover your purpose. And there's a part of, like, there's a life always calling you. Your purpose is always calling. You just may not be answering.
Yeah, sometimes you have it on mute. It's all right, you know. Maybe you have to get your head right first. You like, do not disturb.
Yeah,
Just give me a minute.
yeah,
I used to, I used to be a stage manager for theater, and I always say like, "Hey, your cue's about to come up," and one of the actors, I'll never forget. She's like, "Jesus is gonna put me on mute for a second because I'm holding his hand, and it's opening." And I'm like, "Hey, Jesus is right here with you, but you don't have to go on your cue, okay?"
you gotta go.
We can only wait for so
For
long.
so long. Just call it. It's ring, 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 and here you go. You mute it. You playing like you don't hear. You hear it. You hear it,
Yeah.
and you can't shake it all. You know, you can mute it all day. You not. Oh, I ain't gonna answer that. That's okay. But when you're uncomfortable, sometimes things that get you mad, that you be pissed off about. That's because you're supposed to be out there doing it. You
Yep.
know, you're supposed to be out there
It's so
fixing
true.
it. Hmm.
It's
You're
like,
supposed to be out there making it better. It bothers you at a guttural internal level because that's what you should be doing,
mm-hmm.
and you're not gonna be at peace. You could try to. It's like when you have a light on you, an anointing. You could try to pretend it's not there. You could try to, but you not. You have a calling. You have a purpose. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
I know we all do. We're all God. God's children. God's. It, whether you admit it or not, you have it. And
Mm-hmm.
it's some people out here that when I meet them, they're just like they're lit up, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I know I'm lit up
It's like,
when I meet people, and they always say, "Oh my goodness, your energy, your vibe," and I'm like, "Well, thank you," And
mm-hmm.
someone told me the other day, they're like, "You're just so bright." I was like, "Well, God is bright."
Mm-hmm.
And it's a part of that. Just when you're happy with what you do and who you are, it shows. It just
Yes.
shows. So, no, I like that you get the ring analogy. Yeah, just ring in and y'all like,
It's like,
I'm
hold
not.
on. Hold
No,
on now. Well, 1 second. Like, okay.
yeah,
And
and y'all talk
I,
about not to cut you off. Also, you talk about is ringing. Y'all say wrong number. No, it ain't the wrong number. That's the right number.
mm-hmm. I'm like, is that I'm not? That's a number I don't recognize. I think I know, but I changed my phone. Hold on,
Yeah.
that's an unknown number. I don't realize who it is.
No, that's
No, it's bad. It's bad. I remember when before I even got on social media, I had like a strong situation of like, when you see something that you internally know that's something that you need to be doing, and you see it and you see somebody doing it, you're like, well, I can do that. Like, how hard can that be? But you start getting angry, and you're only mad at yourself
yeah.
because you know you're not putting yourself in that position to actually do it. So you're just like, oh, that's what that means. I'm not really jealous or angry at that person or what I'm seeing. I'm upset with me because my spirit is calling me to do that, and I'm not doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So, mm-hmm,
That's the part, and that's why it's time to look in the mirror, and doing that self work. I am not a
mm-hmm,
therapist or a counselor, I don't claim to be. I just have done my own work and my own journey, and so it is.
mm-hmm,
I'm in the healing industry, but we got people. Go get you a good one. I've had my sessions, and I
mm-hmm,
have people I can go back to. It's good to they help put a mirror up,
mm-hmm.
for yourself, and that journey of self reflection, self discovery, and even the parts, in my class, you might get a little teary sometimes. You may cry. You may really have to release and become aware of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I really just want you to treat yourself better. I want you to love yourself better and treat yourself better. The best gift I gave myself was like understanding my purpose,
Mm-hmm.
and then really walking in that on a daily basis. But yeah, you're not mad at somebody else, but that self discovery part, that's the part that cannot be fun. It bubbles stuff up.
Yeah.
Uh, People don't want to do it, but the other side of that is just so beautiful and so peaceful. That's the gift I would give the whole world. It would be self-awareness would be the gift I would give the whole world if I could. Just a bottle of self-awareness.
Some that bottle gonna be strong for some, so they may not want to drink that, and it's
It's
okay.
okay.
But to be honest,
Mhm.
I don't think people ready for that little cup of tea.
Yeah, they're not.
That's a
I'd be like, you get a
strong
bottle,
tea.
you get a bottle, you get a bottle. Everybody gets some self-awareness.
I
It's
mean,
some people they ain't gonna drink it though. They gonna get it, but they ain't gonna drink it.
Now they're like, "Thank you for the gifts," and you just put it back on the shelf. You let it just slide on in there.
Thank you for this gift. I'm not gonna drink this,
I
but
mean, but it is to get to your purpose. You really had to go to like the deepest depths, the good and the bad of yourself. Like I always say, life brings duality, and how you respond also is reflected back to you at what you either need to heal from or what you actually like healed from already. And it's just like, oh, okay, so I shown my growth. And one of the things that I've always said, and a lot of people typically, I would say excuses, but the word excuses used to trigger me because I'm just like, no, I'm really trying. But I'm like, okay, I see why it triggers me because I make time for everything else but what I really want to do.
Ooh,
And you're just like, I don't have time because I have my job. I'm like, literally, I just clocked out of my shifts and I'm in the back room doing this.
ooh.
It's not perfect. I literally look a hot mess and I'm not, my best self. And I'm living paycheck to paycheck, but we're gonna get this show on the road. I can tell you that for dang on sure. And I could say, hey girl, like I don't think I'm gonna be able to do this. Like nothing's right, like I'm having technical issues. It's a sign, like it's not good. I'm like, sometimes you got to know when to push forward and then also be like, okay, is this a time to reflect? Is this like me
Oh,
like self sabotaging or anything like that? Because sometimes there's things where you don't need to be, rejection is your protection. And then you have to know and actually figure out which one where you need to push forward. And a lot of people set that excuse for the rejection part of your protection instead of actually pushing forward and be like, oh, this is what you meant, you
you
know?
now you didn't come to preach on this live today, but that's what you end up doing. Yeah. Oh,
Exactly.
oh, and what you said, knowing the difference, that's discernment.
Mm-hmm.
That's discernment. Somebody may call it wisdom. It's all that. It is that knowing, because there's a time I see that I see God's hand of protection where some things are just like, I'll just say dating. I have a phase where a man will meet me, but it won't go past the first meeting. It may not go past the first phone call. We didn't got to a date. I just said, oh God, that's divine protection. You already know. You know what I don't know.
Yep,
You know why this is. It's just it just they just fall off. And I thank God
exactly.
for that. I thank God for that. With my purpose and gifting, sometimes opportunities, like when I was going to have my book signing in that one bookstore, I kept pushing.
Mm-hmm.
I kept saying that. I said, something ain't right here. And
Mm-hmm.
but it can be the timing. I have really also learned in my, getting a little bit older in my years,
Oh
God's
my God.
come on, I don't look at God's timing is the best timing.
Always.
And always, and things that I thought I was gonna already, have or do, I look at it like, God, I thank you that I really, am fuller and wiser and in a place where I can see more. And I know how to say no. No is a complete sentence. I can say no, no, thank you. I have an internal compass. I understand what's for me, what's not for me. I don't feel bad
Mm-hmm.
about it. I don't have to over apologize
Yeah.
and compensate. And because I know there's 24 hours in a day, 7 days in a week. I can't do everything. I can't be everybody's Captain Save a woman and man. And I can't, I'm gifted, but I have my own priority list
Right.
myself. And you just can't be everybody's fix it and fixer. And who's going to help and save you? you know, who's going to
That
save?
was the biggest lesson that I had to learn personally, and which probably got me in this situation where I'm just like, they're just like, wake up, honey. When somebody, I used to pour, pour, pour from an empty cup, and then I realized nobody was pouring back to me. I'd be like, oh, mm,
Yeah,
mm,
yeah, yeah.
okay.
And
No,
now you
I
thirsty.
totally get that.
Yeah, you thirsty and can't get a sip of water. You dry mouth,
Mm-hmm.
but you've been
Hmm.
pouring. Takers will never stop taking. Givers always want to give, and I think it's a beautiful thing. Keep that beautiful giving heart, but let God show you who to give to.
Yeah.
And and my word for
Hmm.
this year, my word God taught me was uh, reciprocation.
Yeah,
Just
and it could be honestly that's the bare minimum. Everyone wants to come up with their own definitions of like, oh, the bare minimum is this, that, and that. I'm like, I'm like, even in the form of discernment and detachment. people naturally detach energetically first before the physical. And that's how I say, if you already showed how you want to be treated, you don't need to tell. Sometimes people overtell. I'm like, honestly, it's just like you show how you want to be treated because you treat people how you want to be treated naturally. So if they can't get click it in the head, then they're not trying to treat you like that, and that's okay. But
Come on.
then when they leave, you're just like, ah. I'm like, honey, they were never attached to you in the first place. It's gonna be all right.
Yeah, yeah,
And it's okay.
and you'll be such a giver and lover. And I'll be in here. I say I have a hug ministry, and I'll be hugging them. And let me just, and you just want to care and protect, but you
Mhm.
will do more for people than they do for themselves.
Yep.
You'll love them more than they love themselves. And I realize it's impossible. It's self defeating, and it's hurting yourself because you got to love yourself, and then you got to heal. You got to be an active participant in your own healing.
Yes.
As much as I can do, I can't make you want to help heal. I can't make you decide that, you know what, it's time to get out of this toxic behavior, this cycle I'm in. It's
Mhm.
time for me to elevate. You got to want that. That's why I say, when you're ready, come see me. When y'all ready, let's change this up. I need some inspiration. I don't want to just consume inspiration and rah, 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 and
Right.
play on the motivational people. I want to go do and apply. I
Mhm.
want to go execute it. And that's why you talk about my book is so powerful. It's like, no, I executed that. I have a family of dreamers. Look, I'll circle back. I close the circle. I have a family
Yeah.
of dreamers.
Close it. Yeah.
Come on, come on.
Uh-huh.
But it was important for me to show that I can execute something. I didn't just dream about having a book and wanting to put a book out, and years and years go by. I executed and finished it, and that's out there. And I'm still writing, still creating. When I
Mhm.
have some more, it'll be another book. This one may be more of a manual guide. Go with the live better now. My company, my brand, talking more about the whole purpose, your purpose, and the process. It may be more of that I put out next, but
Mhm.
it's just, yeah, we gotta. We're so gifted, and part of that talent is like you're always thinking and dreaming, but executing, putting it out. And that's why it's live better now. I have meetings for my day job. I have a book of business I run. Woo
Mhm.
woo. I love that. End of my meetings, I say, make today great.
Mhm.
Make today great, and you have that power. Like, I thank God for each day. I'm humble. God knows I am to Him, but everybody else don't humble Black women. I just want to put that out there. We don't need to be humbled anymore.
Thank you.
Okay,
We good.
God, I talk to my creator, and you ain't God. So while you worried about how I'm humble, I'm grateful every day for every moment, every blessing. But when it comes to being bold and being like, no, I'm going to make today, I'm going to pop my, and I'm gonna,
Mhm.
and I'm
Pop
gonna
out. Yeah.
come on, pop out, because I know you don't know my story. You don't know what I did. You don't know what I prayed for to get here, and the journey, and the being. Oh, you hear me now? Sorry.
Yeah. I can.
the
Very good. I'm like,
very
we lost.
you don't know the journey and the process of what it took to get here. You don't
Right.
know the extreme haters I dealt with. Like, if I told you stories, you'd want to cry. You can't believe people that I didn't do anything to, didn't really
Mhm.
know. I'm talking about one place was an ex place I worked at, and
Um,
so it's just amazing. But you're just looking like, thank you, God, for keeping me through that, and
mhm.
protecting me and protect my heart. So that's the part. Like, as givers, we're givers. Reciprocity is a big deal, and knowing that some people, they actually, I learned this too. I knew it, but it hit home this
Mhm.
year. Some people around you in your circles, your groups, you bonded and y'all are close, but you have to see, like, that's why I say you need somebody to help. You've outgrown your life and where you are, you're ready to go, because your circle may be people that you trauma bonded with.
Yep.
Like,
Talked about that.
come on, you trauma bonded, and trauma bond people can get very nasty and very ferocious and ugly when you're trying to heal past that trauma now. you're
Mhm.
you're saying, I love you, I thank you for bonding with me and give me that hug and what I needed in this valley, in this trench, but I'm ready to heal now. I'm ready to
Mhm.
grow, and that's okay. And sometimes those
Yeah.
friends want to say, let's heal together, but too often, because we're all on different journeys, different
That's all
timetables.
right.
It's all right. It's all right. They not ready. And
Mhm.
I say, sometimes that toxicity, that trauma, it's fun to them. It's fun sometimes to be able to talk about what you went through. People feel sorry for
Mhm.
you. You really went through it. You're not trying to heal from it, but you get benefits from talking about how you were wronged.
Yeah.
You have it becomes a comfort blanket, a crutch at some point because you say, I'm sorry you went, and I have compassion. I'm sorry you went through that, but are
Mhm.
we going to forever ever relive this pain? Are we going to forever continue to live in yesterday? I can't live in yesterday.
Mhm.
I say pain is a part of life, but suffering is a choice.
Mhm. And
So
I completely agree. And then like sometimes when it comes to even in my story, I watched out how I was healing through the process because I was healing and creating at the same time. And at a certain point I got tired of my own story. I was just like, you know what? I didn't realize that I was talking about it so much that I naturally labeled myself this. Like
mm,
I talked about like this happened to me, this happened to me, this happened to me, and I'm like the more I talk about it to other people, that's how they're going to remember me. Like I don't want to be remembered by my past hurt. I don't want to be remembered by a wrong that I did. So, yes, this is part of my story, but I choose to change the
come
narrative. And this is why
on.
a lot of people think that the other perception of somebody else is a strong reflection on you. Like, all right, let me give you the pen, honey. I'm not trying to change it for you. You write what you want to write, but as long as I carry my own pen, my divine pen that he always takes care of me, honey, I don't care what words you put in. I know he got a different story for me. So it's just like I don't want to attach my narrative pain as my continuous because I don't want to be on that timeline of, like you said, suffering
Suffering.
and, being attached to that. And that's one thing about trauma bonds people don't understand. It's just like, what do you always come up in conversation? Like, what do you naturally bring up? Is it always pain? Is it evolving? Is it thriving? Like, the energetically, just start paying attention to what type of energy you consistently bring up with that person that you call a friend. And they might be friends for that moment in time, but if you're choosing to evolve and it's always something negative that you bonded over,
Mhm.
then you either change that or that's where it needs to end. Like,
Come
we good,
on.
you know?
Yeah, and you can love people where they are and still have to remove yourself from them.
Hmm.
I learned that you can give them love you. You don't have to even always have this conversation, but in your heart, you're just like, I love you. I thank you for what where you've been. You
Right.
can move and grow and know that God is bigger than just your past. So God's gonna bring the right people in your life where you are and where you're going. You may not have
Mm-hmm.
met them yet,
No.
but still know, come on, it happens. I've been
Yeah.
there. I was like, it's a little lonely sometimes. This growth season,
Hmm.
this hard season. Peace can feel a little boring when you're not used to peace. When you're
It
not
can.
when you're not used to peace, and trauma friends want to hear the tea, honey. They want to hear the tea and the
Hmm.
drama, and it's like I ain't got none. I ain't got none for you. I'm not gonna go out there and get any and manufacture some so that you can want to talk to
Right.
me. And
Like, that's not what we
yeah,
want at all.
I had an ex friend that said her life was like a Tubi movie. I don't want that. I don't want that in my life. I don't
Yeah.
no.
No.
I don't want my life to be a Tubi movie, Lifetime movie. I want my life to be, before and
Right.
after kind of,
Yeah.
yeah, also testimony kind of stuff. And you
Also,
know
what a reference.
what and some people will make a reference. Hey, whoever liked it, they make a reference, and they're happy about it. Like they'll say it with a straight face, like it's a good thing. No, I don't want to live in the before. Let me live in the after. Let me live in what healing looks like. And yeah, when you're in that new place, it can feel a little lonely. It's okay. You don't go back. Don't run back to people that you've outgrown because you're lonely. That's sometimes the time I get in my word. I put good music on. My gospel is like a go-to in my spirit, and I love all kinds of music. But that can really shore you up sometimes. And
Hmm.
my writing, journaling, and go out there and learn a new hobby. Go out there and
We just
volunteer.
need to get outside.
Get outside. Put
It's
your
a
feet in
different
some
topic.
grass. Come on, come on.
Touch some grass.
Put put your bare feet in some grass. I'm a hippie. I can go hug a
Oh my
tree.
gosh.
I said go hug a tree. Go lay on a blanket. Get some
Um,
get some vitamin D, some sunlight. Like you okay because peace is priceless. Don't go back. And just like I said, like people being toxic and oh my God, this uh I'll give you this little tidbit about dating. I learned that there, a lot of trauma in the dating pool. Let's just say that. A lot of trauma in the dating pool. And if you've healed over sometimes the people who are still in it want to run to you. I ain't got all the answers, Sway, but what I can do, I'm not Jesus, I can't heal you.
you can
I can
sow a
just
seed and that's it.
that's it, that's it,
Yeah.
that's it. But some people that these men will tell you their trauma have no intention of fixing it, but want you to jump through raise a fire and help fix it. Baby, you ain't even trying yourself. what what's your therapist's name? What are
No,
you doing?
no. No. Okay, but it is giving me 5 minutes,
Okay.
so we're gonna wrap this up because
Okay.
I can talk to you forever.
You know
But
how we do?
okay, I know you know how we are. My boss, when they're like, "Was that your friend?" I'm like, "No, that's the customer I just met."
Yep. Hmm.
But no,
Yeah,
I
that
just
was
for it was. They were just like, "Is that your friend from like a while back?" I'm like, "No, like I literally just met him just now. We were just vibing."
that's so true. And
I was
when I tell you it
like,
happens to me all the time, I love my divine appointments. Sometimes you'll be thinking about something, something. There are no losses on this purpose
right.
journey. I want to just look. Well, final notes for you. As my final question, but on this journey, you're always on your purpose path.
Mm-hmm.
You just can have people blocking. You can be blocked, letting other situations block you where you don't feel the sunlight, you don't feel the love, but you're on the path. And so we want to get rid of the obstacles and things that are blocking you on that. And that's one thing. These are different. What we discuss really is all in brand, all on topic. Um, oh, you freezing on my end. Can you still? Are we good? We
No,
still here?
I'm still here.
Okay, okay, yeah.
I was
But
just
it's
real
all
still. I'm sorry, I was listening.
oh, okay, okay. You're just a good listener.
I was just
But it's
like,
all these are on brand for your purpose
mm-hmm,
because who you're around, your closest friends, your closest 5 friends reflect who you are. And
mm-hmm.
if people are still trauma bonding and they're blocking you, you don't see that you're on your purpose path. You don't see what's around you to make the next move on that purpose path to the next point. You don't even see that because you're letting people block you. And it's just time to, just release it. The fear of what you're going to miss out on or what I gotta hold on. You can't hold on to anybody that doesn't want to be held on to.
That's a word.
That's a word.
That's a word.
It,
You
so
can't.
hold on to yourself. Hold on. I've never regretted a moment where I stood up for myself.
Yep.
I've never regretted a moment where I've invested in myself and my dreams and in my
Mm-hmm.
purpose. I've never regretted. So think about that. But they're friends. You think about right now. Did you know what you went over and above, and you kind of like, I wish I didn't do all that now. But it's okay. We we learn those lessons.
It's
But for
fine.
yourself, be be that friend to
Yep.
yourself. That's what I want. That's what be that special friend, that big sister, that
Mm-hmm.
best friend, that home girl, that great girlfriend. If you single, be the girlfriend to yourself. Be the wife to yourself. Like treat yourself with love and tenderness and care. Because you're worth it.
I can end that on a better note myself. I felt like I was on a cover up. You're worth it.
You're
But
cover
no.
girl.
Uh, but no, I really appreciate your time and sitting with me and discussing about your book. And like I can still talk to you for hours and everything. And I think what you're doing is very great because we need as many people on this planet to help one another and individuals, especially creatives, because I feel like we are like little amplifiers because we feel as an empathic, being, we hold so much knowledge and we hold so much wisdom, we hold so much creativity, and that could be with business or like, different mediums. But I honestly think what you're doing is quite wonderful and it's something that is needed in the world. So I appreciate you pushing your purpose and thriving within your purpose every day and teaching us and helping us through this journey that we call life every day.
Pleasure, and it's my pleasure, and thank you for being what you do because you're highlighting us out here, trying, doing our thing. And For the people who joined the live, thank you. I hope it blessed you. Definitely let us know feedback, and check me out. Check out Raquel's podcast. It's not new. It's what'd you say?
No, I was just like, go ahead,
Oh yeah, yeah.
shout it out, girl.
Keep checking out
From
because
the
she has some
rooftop.
great people on. I'm gonna talk about you now. I'm talking about you. She has some great people on here, great women, great business owners, everything, and that's just I love that. I'm like talking to you. I knew we were gonna get together. I didn't know when we were gonna do
Eventually.
this. Eventually, we're gonna get it. And because life has been lifing in the best way. I had somebody who used to say that. I was like, oh, but no, life has been wonderfully, miraculously lifing. You hear me? God is good. God's always good. We just have blocks in the way. We just, and if you go into the day want to make it great, it's going to be great. If you go into Come on, if you go into it thinking, no, I expect a miracle, I expect great things, you'll have that. It starts in your mind. I just want you to, get that. I have people that are bringing in and they're attracting so much negativity. And I'm like, you do know that the center of that is you. It's you. So, when you decide, you make up your mind to make a change, it's powerful. It you talked about the door, that side door, and people being gatekeepers. But I just love how God sees you, and God never forgot you. And I've seen how God's opening doors and what He's doing in my life, and it's really amazing. I cry happy tears all the time. I get touched thinking about it, and what it is, be undeniable. You're awesome, you're undeniable, and God is going to put the connections together and the right people in the right time and place, and you'll know it's God.
I truly believe that.
Yes. So you on your path, and that's why we connected.
All
Light
the time.
recognize light.
All the time. I'm like, not Instagram say like, girl, don't you know you got 30 minutes? We only got like 2 minutes left. No, I appreciate you and everybody joining tonight. This will be on our Instagram page as well as our YouTube. So if you did miss out, you'll see it later.
Awesome.
Hopefully this weekend if the technology will allow it, because things get blocked sometimes. So no, I really appreciate you and what you do, and I know this is not going to be the last time we're going to see each other.
No, don't be afraid. Make sure we talk. Let's connect, and
Yes,
want to see you soon.
ma'am. All right. Well, thank you, and have a good rest of your night.
You too. Thank you for having me. Have a good one.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.